Hello, welcome to Board Deck and Dice. You may notice I'm sitting on the floor and I have a high chair behind me. That's because it's Christmas, my house is full of people and I feel very ill. My house is so full of people, this is the fourth time I've attempted to film this this whatever it is. I don't even know what it is anymore. What day is it? Where am I? What year is it? Happy Christmas. So today we're looking at Spirits of the Forest, which is coming to Kickstarter from Thundergryph Games. A 1 to 4 player abstract set collection majority game. Let's see how it plays. So this is Spirits of the Forest set up. Each player has 3 tokens, crystals of their colour, and the board is laid out with all the tiles in a 12 by 4. Go on. So here we have Spirits of the Forest set up. We have all of the tiles laid out in a 12 by 4. We have 8 of the 12 available tokens laid out on tiles in this way, and that's done randomly. And each player will take 3 crystals of their colour. In Spirits of the Forest, you are trying to collect spirits and power sources, and have the most of each type, and any type that you don't have you will score -3 points for at the end of the round. If you have the majority of any one type or the tied majority, you will score the amount of points that you have. So there are 7 of these little drip head spirits, 7 spirits, not 7 tiles, and these aren't including bonuses you might get off the tokens, but there are 7 of these out. So if you have 4, you're going to get the majority. Okay, there are 9 different types of spirit in the game and 3 different types of power source. On your turn, you may take a tile or 2 from either end, and the rules are quite simple. You may take 1 tile that has 2 spirits on it, and that's just 2 spirits, not this would only count as 1 spirit because that's a spirit and a power source. Or you may take 2 tiles of the same colour if they both only have 1 spirit on, up to 2. So you can take, so here I can take any of these on their own, and there are no 2 situations. So let's say first player takes this one on the end, because first player can only ever take 1. It's not a great move, but it will set me up for the next one. They also are able to put out a token. A token kind of reserves, a crystal kind of reserves things for them. So they might say, and I'm also going to put crystal here. Now if anyone else wants that, they have to pay one of their 3 crystals out of the game for good. Although there is one way to retrieve it, which is using one of these specific tokens. Now, the next player may look at this, let's say orange is next, and they'll say, well, I know I have to get rid of one of my crystals, but it's worth it. I'm going to pay my crystal to take these 2. And these 2 are legal because there is only 1 spirit tile on them, token on each. But there is a moon and a sun, so that could be worthwhile. They pile them up on their side. This player's down here. The next player is going to knock over the microphone. The next player is going to take these 2 because they're adjacent, so you could take those 2, and so on until there are no tiles left. When you get one of these tiles with one of these tokens, you also get the token, and they will either be spirits, power sources, or, I don't know if I've got one, I haven't even got one out, let's find one, or one of these plus symbols, which lets you take back a crystal that you've discarded to get rid of someone else's. That is the 2 to 4 player game. There are also rules for a solo mode, in which case you will use this. You'll put 3 tokens out on this, not using the power ones, 2 face down at the top, which are the games or the AIs, and 1 face up. So you'll start with 1 of that token. This time the setup is slightly different. If I just show you in the rules, you put just the ends face up and everything in between is face down. You can only ever take 1 tile and there are no crystals, and when you take a tile for you take the tile on the opposite end and give it to the AI player. You're still looking for a majority in each. In fact, if you don't score a majority in each, then by tying with the AI or by beating them outright, you will lose the single player game. At the end of the game, both single player and multiplayer, you will count your spirits of one type. If you haven't got any of those spirits, you get a -3. So if no one has a dog with a kind of butterfly on its back, they will get -3. And then the players who score the most, either in a tie or outright, will score that many points. And the same for the power symbols. If you don't get one of the power symbols, you get -3. Otherwise, the lead player scores the points. That is how you play Spirit of the Forest. So, Spirits of the Forest. My first intro to this was looking at all the publicity, pre-publicity. Looks beautiful, as you've already seen. Piqued the interest. Got the review copy and played the solo game first of all, which didn't put me off, but the solo game is quite different in feel to the multiplayer game. And I'm not a solo gamer. If I'm going to play a solo light game, I'll go for number 9 because I'm lazy and I don't like to set things up. And if I'm going to play a longer game or a more thinky game, it'd probably be something like Caverna, Cave versus Cave, or the main game. So the solo game is nice, it's puzzly, there's luck to mitigate and all that, but yeah, and it's difficult, but I beat it. But going into the multiplayer game, I had those feelings in the back of my mind. I was like, will it be, what will it be like? How will the collection method work towards this set collection of collecting the majority of any one symbol? I loved New York Slice, but I didn't see how the mechanic didn't feel on paper as good as that. Well, I'm glad to say I was totally wrong. The multiplayer game is fantastic. It's full of decisions and difficult decisions about what you take for yourself and what you leave for other people. It's much more thinky than I thought it was going to be. The use of these crystals is fantastic and just gives you another layer of thinkiness. The only negatives I can think of really are that it takes a little bit to set up because you've got 24, 48 tiles to put out. And I say a little bit, I mean, it's not that long, but compared to how long the game lasts, like Caverna takes ages to put out, but the game will last a long time. Just suppressing a burp. But Spirits of the Forest is quite quick, but you do and then you play and you're like There can be times when players will have a bit of analysis paralysis. Usually this happens with a distracted player, hasn't been watching the board, or a player who doesn't like to look at the state of the board until it's their turn. Me, I play fast because I watch what everyone else does. I've already planned what I want to do, and I've already planned a few things I'll do if someone messes that up. You can kind of tell where people are going to go, or you can try and force them to go places with these crystals. The simple rule set combined with the more thinky gameplay is a real winner here. This is a prototype copy, yet the quality is off the chain, and everything came pre-punched in a perfect sized box. If anything, I would have liked a little bit more room in the box, but it does fit, and that's, yeah, it's just good. And because of that, because of the quality, even though it's a Kickstarter game and a prototype, I'm going to treat this game with what it deserves, and that is a full review as I do for a published game. So, intimidation factor. There is some intimidation because you have these numbers, which, by the way, just tell you how many of that symbol there are, not tiles, how many of that symbol. You have 2 different types of symbols, 9 spirit symbols, 3 power symbols, and then the numbers. So there is a little bit of intimidation. However, as soon as someone's seen a first turn take place, they are in the game, they know what to do, their rules are that simple. Onto the rulebook. The rulebook is brilliant. It is short, it is illustrated, it is beautifully done. Again, for a prototype, this is hands down the best rulebook I've seen in terms of production for a prototype copy of a game. So I thought the rulebook got one thing wrong. I was wrong. Feeling a bit sick. Feel sorry for me. So again, brilliant. Fun, yeah, loads of fun. That choice between serving your own purposes or making someone else have to take -3 is a real choice. And it's surprised me how much fun I've had with this one. Would add it to my collection without a doubt. Like I say, the theme is pasted on in some ways, but if every company pasted on a theme with this panache, then I'd be very happy indeed. It's called Spirits of the Forest. It could easily be Nails of the Tool Shed. Probably not, to be honest, but you know what I mean. It could be different symbols you're trying to collect, but they've gone for it, and the art draws people in. It pops from the table. As you can see, I've done a little bit of wee in my pants about this game. It is really good. It is approachable. It is playable. It is quick. Once you've set it up, you're probably going to play a few games in a row, and there is enough meat there for people who like something a bit thinkier. That is Spirits of the Forest, coming to Kickstarter soon. Go check it out. Pop the link in the description when it goes live. Thanks very much for watching Board Deck and Dice. I'm going to go and collapse. See you next time.